Power flows to the one who knows how. Desire alone is not enough.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings. Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost. Autobots, roll out! We cannot let the humans pay for our mistakes!
Autobots!
Reap the whirlwind! One shall stand, one shall fall.
Everyone.
Hello, everyone. We are live.
We are live.
Hello.
Yes.
Welcome to another Transformers Retro stream. Thanks for joining us for one more time. We have everyone again here. Dale, Fabian, Jairo. Which hopefully will be an interesting stream today. Lots of stuff to reveal, but let's start with some hellos, I guess. Who wants to-
Today, joining us from YouTube is William Wilkinson. Hello to you, Deadpool, Matt Polly, Malcolm Whitey, Cornel Benksik, Soul Jaya, Sharkzy, Miller, Sunskstree. Hello to you. Hello to Leftery Skotas, Lich Gav, Bert Sherbet, Prashan Pradhan. Hello to Damon Swing and Robin Armstrong. I don't know. Yeah, Robin Armstrong, Clash Jogo. Hello to you guys. Chris Lewis. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, I'll check Twitch. We've got Lord Dragir, we've got Soundmaster Zero, hello to you. We've got Skinny33, hi to you. We've got Iron Man 2435, we've got Everridden, I think I said your name right. We've got Aurora, hello to you, and we've got Pappy Blaze, hey, how are you doing? That is Twitch. Yeah, we've got so many people on Twitch at the moment, so hello, a big shout out to everybody. Sorry if I missed you.
Nice. Okay, so let's jump into Facebook with weird names, real names. So hello to Gino Coplo Rojas, Victor Alzamora Cano Alba, Eric Spradlin, Juan Carlos Vera, Darwin Cruz, David Ramos, J. John, James Atkins, Stephen Sig, Terry Cornelius. Who else? A lot of people joining us from Nathan Webb, of course. So hello everyone, and thanks for joining us from Facebook.
Cool. Okay, so thanks everyone for joining us. So what's in store for today's stream? So we're gonna be talking about this week's event. We're talking about we're gonna probably do some dialogue. We're gonna talk about the new combat bots coming in this weekend. So case the new bots that also gonna come in I think next weekend. Do some Q&A. I know there's a lot of questions probably with the new defense updates that went out yesterday. Probably talk a bit about the new 5-star bots bot, the ones at least that have been revealed so far. And yeah, lots of interesting stuff.
As always. Okay, so should we start with the event as usual?
Yeah, let's jump
I
right in.
see Fabian is sharing. Blank screen for me.
I've got a blank screen as well.
I think everyone has a black screen.
And that's the event.
I'll do it again.
Technical
Yeah,
problems.
that's You know it's not a stream. Transformers stream if it's nothing. If it isn't something twitchy.
Can you see that?
Nope.
No?
Oh.
Okay, this is gonna be a quick stream if we can't.
So thank you everyone. See you in 2 weeks.
Oh.
It always works when you test it, but actually when we go live, it never works.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Maybe talk about something else while I try to figure out another way of doing it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Maybe you can catch any early question around.
Oh wait,
Oh, no.
it's there.
We're on.
We're good.
We're on. Yeah, we're there.
Oh, nice. Okay, all in, all out. That's the event for the weekend. And we're having an individual prestige event where you can play over 25 prestiges. The main focus is prime core shards. You know, the shards. You can unlock prime power cores, super powerful power cores. You can, if you have all of them, the 12 of them, I think, you can get the G metal cores from the store with the same shards. You can also get total shard crystals. This is a crystal that we updated not so long ago, and it now has a small chance to drop 5-star shards, so it's cool stuff. A lot of premium combat chips, a lot of alloy and energon, a lot of energon, and a lot of spark. So yeah, it's a kind of a complete all-around event for the weekend where you can get a lot of everything like shards and spark and resources, and the focus, of course, is the prime core shards. 25 prestigious, super XP, and yeah, so it's a good chance to play around for the weekend. And that's it for the event. It's not super hard because next week, as a reminder, we have the end of Saga. That means the big event. But yeah, it's a good warm up for the weekend.
Cool. Quick and easy. So straight away dialogue.
Oh boy.
Ultra Magnus?
Oh, we always do the same. You can do it.
Okay.
Is it important, Melody? Optimus and Optimal Optimus, for that matter, have put me in charge of the VOC user interface initiative.
Yeah, well, this might or might not have been bearing on that.
All audio receptors, what's up?
This new roster requisition form. Something about your virtual signature looks off.
That is my digital dactylogram imprint. But I have no memory of approving Roadburner as his Space Bridge Cycle new combat bot recruit.
So this is forgery?
It will appear so. But to what end? What's so special about Roadburner?
Perhaps. Oh, no, that's Brainstorm. Who's Brainstorm? Fabian.
Perhaps I can answer that.
Brainstorm?
Well, I have been committing 98%, 98.97% of my processor capacity to the issue of opening a dialogue with the VOC.
Get to the point, Brainstorm, please.
The remainder has been scrutinizing personal inter-autobus communiques.
Is that not a little intrusive?
And our erstwhile wreckers have been abuzz with coded chatter.
Wreckers? I like this less and less.
And Roadburner, how does he figure in this?
Why not ask him? He's here.
Hey, what's
He's
up?
not here.
We should have switched to the other environment, but yeah. Hey, what's up? This is the welcome wagon.
Not exactly, Roadburner. Did you get any indication of why you've been summoned to Earth?
Not really. Only things we're about to hot up, and my heat-resistant armor and knowledge of battlefield medicine might be required.
Did I miss something? I thought we were smoothing, not skirmishing.
This is bad, Perceptor. Very bad.
So it's a surprise. You will see how it's Roadburner later. Yeah, I have watched this dialogue like 30 times because I'm playing around with bot sizes and perspectives and animations. So yeah, it will be something a bit new.
Thanks. Apparently Ultra Magnus actually sounds like that in the cartoon.
Oh, nice.
I didn't even try it. I just figured what a stern voice I can do in order to maybe fit him.
I remember the first times I usually went to YouTube to try to see the bots talking on the cartoon. Too many bots now.
Yeah. It's okay. There's only a couple of iconic characters like Blair,
Yeah,
but
that's
we only had the one dialogue with him. This is disappointing. I haven't managed to pull him out again. But that's for the best. Cool. So do you need more time, I guess, Fabian, before we start showing
Yeah,
the new combat bots?
a little bit.
Okay, what should we talk about next then?
I can get you some questions if you like.
If we have questions, consider that. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got one from Illicit Pulse. He says, "When will Omicron? Sorry, I just read Omicron in the news everywhere at the minute. So Omicron, the Chaos Bringer, be added to the game."
I don't know who that is, so I have no idea.
This is the
Okay.
name of the new virus. That's
Ah,
a joke.
Probably every.
oh, it went over my head. I was like, is there an Omicron? I mean, there might be an Omicron transformer somewhere. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
Any updates on a third research slot? Player is asking on Discord.
Not at the moment. Like, if it's gonna come, it'll probably come around if we do the next HQ update, I think.
Sure. Beastie Shane is asking, is there any plans for AoE reflecting coatings power cores for build bots?
But do you want to reflect the damage back to
Yeah.
the attacker? Not really. I mean, we did just do a big core update, as people know. Like, I guess another core that nullifies like AoE damage probably would be too much at the moment, but we don't never know in the future. Like, if we want to do like some kind of, I don't know, like more area kind of focused shields instead of just the shield generator. But I don't know. But no plan right now. I think we are good to go for the defense for quite some time.
Cool. Looks like Fabian's ready with the combats.
Cool.
So that's Roadburner. You can see him there.
Yay! It appears.
Yeah, so Roadburner has some amount of health. I think here it's like level 1, so it's quite low and can cause some damage. But what is doing really is that he's extra effective against shock towers for 2 reasons. Because he's immune to stun, he also has a built-in resistance to EMP damage, and he also deals more damage to shock towers. So he's a shock tower melter.
And
Up. He's gonna be there.
power punch.
Looking quite similar. There was an interesting color scheme. Power punch.
Cool.
So they are minion bots, minion companions. That means that, as per usual, they can be equipped on every bot, and they're gonna be summoned on the battlefield a few seconds after the bots that carried them. And I believe we have. I'm not entirely sure. There's a lot of like shock towers in this layout, but we'll do our best.
But he should work a bit like Red Hit, right?
So he also works like Red Hit, and during the playtest as well, like some playtesters told us how Red Hit was also engaging on melee with like outpost bots. So that's something that we've fixed for both of them. They're now gonna just like keep on shooting from a range and not engage in melee with like combat bots. That was complete side note. Yeah, so if you don't, which bot is he on? Oh, that's Eraser. Dazzle Strike, Wall Burner. There we go. It's gonna drop soon. Is it? Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Wait.
That's Fat Trap.
Yeah, that's Rat Trap protecting Prowl over there. Burner is there, and you can see he's doing a next big amount of damage to the shock tower and just destroyed it very quickly. So it's about like, I think the damage multiplier depends on the star rating of the bot. Completely lost the plot on this battle. Yeah, so the star rating depends on the on the star rating of the combat board. So I think it goes from like 2 times to 4 times. And yeah, so it works pretty well. Sorry. Yeah, so that's that. It works like Red Hit and Bomb Shock, but it's more efficient against Shock Tower because it doesn't get stunned when it gets close to them. It gets less damage, and he also deals more damage. So yeah, try and drop him next Shock Tower next time. And also, if that doesn't work out, it's still like pretty solid. Yeah, some like pretty solid stats. So he's also like a good damage dealer.
Cool. So that's Roadrunner and Power Pants available this weekend to be found. Any questions for them, Dale?
I'm checking on Twitch. There's no questions there. If you do have your questions, do send them in. Vincent says Roadburner seems to have better stats than Red Heat, more HP, more DPS, plus Shock Tower bonus. Was that the idea of it, Fabian, or did it just happen like that?
It happened like that, and also like the thing with Red Heat is sets targets on fire, which means like it does a little bit more damage because the damage is dealt over time. So that also means that it's hardly comparable in that way. Generally, like Roadburner just does more damage to the shock towers, and Red Heat has less DPS but does a little bit more damage to all the targets because he sets them on fire while keeping shooting at them regularly. So it's a bit of a different use. They're comparable. If you really feel Red Heat is like a bit left behind, I mean, we could have another look at it.
Cool.
Vaj2 says, does the extra damage apply to Chromia and Velbut's Shock Tower? Sorry, Jonas.
They do.
Good.
They do. So they kind of like, if they end up next to like Chromia's Shock Tower, like when you have this thing where like Chromia goes out of the outpost and just like starts stunning the boss repeatedly and they get stuck, like Roadburner could be a good option because it can go through that through those like lightning bolts, not get stunned and destroy the tower. I mean, it needs a bit of time, but like probably in like less than 10 seconds it could destroy it. So yeah, it's a good option to actually attack defending Chromia.
It'd be nice if we can get him to prioritize that shock tower, so that'll be a good counter for Chromia.
Yeah, that we did that before with Red Heat, but that created some pathing issues. So I don't know if you want to get into this. Yeah,
because he might have to chase across wherever he is on the map, so that probably would be the problem.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
No.
So there's a question about, can you explain more about combat bots that vary depending on the class bot they are assigned to? I assume that question goes about the range. For some of the ones that says like the range depends on the class of the bot.
So I think there is a category in the range combat bot where also some combat in these categories cannot be equipped to air class and only on gunners. I think it's all about balancing. I think we realized by having only one range combat bot for both air class and gunners, we kind of like created imbalance where the gunners were just like not as valuable as this air class anymore, and we started to introduce like combat bot that can only be equipped by gunners. That are like pretty good to try to just like give them a little bit of oomph.
I think the one they're talking about is like there are some that you can equip both on gunners and air class, but the range that they get is different based on if it's equipped by a gunner or an air class.
Yeah, I guess it's the same thing. Like, for a long time, like the gunners had this advantage.
Yeah, it's the same reason, but that's what they're asking for. That The difference,
just like for a long time, like the gunners were just the one that was shooting from a bit afar and above the walls that were giving them an advantage. And this is the reason why they have less health as well. And for this reason, this is something we wanted to maintain with some of the combat bots. Because the gunners have less health, they should be a bit further back. So this is the reason.
Yeah, and the difference is just a range. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Cool. before we keep doing more questions and time flies,
Yeah.
should we talk about the defense update that will be coming in? What's the changes are gonna be? I guess people will probably can get more of the details in the newsletter, but we can probably talk them really quickly. So, and I guess also we can explain our reasoning behind some of those changes for people that are a bit scared. So there are gonna be two new cores. That's I guess the meteor part of the change. We're gonna have the high frequencies suppressor. That's a billboard only core. What that does is pretty much disable any hacking for the surrounding area. So building billboards that has this core means that any buildings around it won't be able to get hacked while the billboard is alive. The second one is the motion sensing mine. This is a mine core as you equip all the mines. And what this core does is whichever bots trigger it will go on a cooldown his ability for the next for a number of seconds that it won't be able to be triggered during this cooldown. So it's a kind of a stun, but the bot still can work, can attack, and can do all the other abilities, but he cannot re-engage his ability while he's affected. Uh, so the caveat for that is that we target bots that are rushing, while normal stun mines don't really affect a rushing bot. This mine would be able to catch any rushing bots, either flyers or normal bots. Exception is I think it's only like really high level flyers, so flyers that like Jetfire or Starscream that fly and do air bots and attacks. So like the ones that don't actually go to a location, then they just do an attack, they're not getting affected, but everything else will be getting affected by this course. We also increased the level of the billboards. Level 2 now has 2800 HP. The multi-defense system is non-hackable, so you cannot directly hack this building. It doesn't matter if it's protected by a billboard or not. It also now gets universal build core, so you can have vitality core, you can get a repair core, you can get an attack core. Also, we done some balance changes on the HQ building cores. The point defense beam I think has more range now. Omin flare has more damage. Adaptive shielding protects against normal damage and offer higher protection versus combiner and ability damage. Um, the force field disruptor, which is the
Anti-shield.
the anti-shield billboard core, will now actually target Hot Rod and Nemesis Prime. There is a bigger increase in the cores, in the attack and armor defensive cores. It used to be 0.5 after 15 level onwards. Now it's like a 1% increase, so a maximum G metal shield core will be protecting more. The healing of the repair core has been increased. Is that on the billboard, right?
No, it's the regular repair, the universal repair
Okay.
core, the one that just like gives you can equip on every defenses and just gives back some health.
Yeah. The explosive cells core for the cannons will be doing more damage on a wider area. Also, the duration of the stasis mine EMP effect has been increased, and that also means that a lot of the previous mine cores will be doing more of the duration of their effect.
Because they're based on a multiplier, it's like they do three times more time. So yeah.
I think we did also a few other improvements on some of the other existing mine cores. I think the one that puts a glass shield now.
The glass gas mine now has like a bigger range increase, and so that it catches more bots when you trigger it. So if you have more bots, like in a walk team together, packed, walking across the glass gas mine, they're all going to be affected.
And I think the last one also, we increased the range that the force field disruptor, so the anti-shield billboard core affects is wider. The same for the EMP protection core has been wider. So the reason behind these changes, I mean, we've seen like in the last few months that the the level of difficulty has dropped, and especially on the higher level basis. Like people just now can just deploy a squad, just throw it, and don't even think about it. There's two prevailing strategies. There is blades hacking and like with Combutron, and there is rushing, which you rush to the base and pop all the outposts and damage the base. So those two strategies were actually counterproductive to any kind of new effect we will put on the wars or Prime League or hard mode, because we could just increase damage, but then blades will counter it. You will put a lot of effort on having good outposts, but you can pop them and you can also take down half of the base by rushing all around, and there were no options for people to defend. So this for us has always been about giving options to defenders. Like it's not taking a strategy down. It's like we need to be able to have some kind of a prohibition of like you can't rush all over the place and not be able to stop you. You like if someone wants to give you an option, like you should have the mind that be able to stop you from at least you rush somewhere, you're gonna be locked and then you won't be able to for 10 seconds you won't be able to rush again. Maybe you can use the combiner though to actually take the cooldown down and then you rush. The same with hacking, like we have no way to protect it, but now you have the billboard core. Doesn't mean that blades is useless. You can still deploy a combiner. The combiner can destroy the billboard, or you can use a couple of boosts and some other abilities destroy the billboard, and it still can be able to hack. So we didn't want to like make these bots worse. We just wanted to give defenders more options, and that was always what this about. Specifically, I think Hot Rod and Nemesis Prime, we saw reports of people being able to having these bots with another two bots and then just walk the base with not doing anything else, just keep spamming Hot Rod and Nemesis Prime ability. Again, this goes to the side where this is too OP. There's nothing you can do about it. We had to include that effect into the force field disruptor, even though originally when we did this upgrade we were on the edge if we want to do this or not. But when you
Had like it was actually in the balance when we first
Yeah.
introduced the force field disruptor. I remember there was quite a lot of discussion,
Yeah.
and we decided back then not to include it. And yeah, obviously it was a bit of a mistake because it created some situation
Yeah.
where
For us, like when we see cases like that, it's not we don't consider them like valid strategies when you have two bots and you can actually walk the base with not thinking anything. We need to give some options for the defender. So that option, you can again, if you can afford the ability, destroy the billboard and go through. But there should be option for the defenders, and that's what all these changes have been about. I foresee there's going to be a lot of questions while me talking on the background.
So the thing is, like also with the billboard, like that, what we were saying is that this defending strategy needs to be worthwhile. So that's the reason why we increase the HP of the billboards. But we also don't want to invalidate completely the strategy. So that's why also the billboards actually have 3.8 K HP, and it's not completely indestructible. You can do it with like an area of effect if you have multiple, billboards in the same area and things like that. So it's just like, we're not invalidating any strategy. We're just like, we're giving options to like make it a little bit more inconvenient, or just like
there was a lot of also discussions back and forth with play testers about the motion sensing mine, thinking that everyone is going to be using that. Our main idea is like we believe that by enhancing the other mines, we still have a reason for people to have a bit of equip for different mines. Like the stasis mine can actually catch more of your squad instead of just one bot that the motion sensing mine does. In specific situations, the glass gas mine will be more advantageous. We still need the flare mine to detect hacking bots and some other cases. So we think overall it's an option, but there are other options. We didn't want to put it the billboard because then you just have too many things on billboards and it's too fragile. And we think Rust needs to be addressed, even though it might be annoying on kind of like power leveling, but at the same time power leveling you probably like because the range of the time of this core is depending on the rarity. You're not gonna be popping in G metal like cores with 11 seconds. Most of them will be near the time the duration of some of the MP mines, so we don't think it's gonna make too much issues in there.
Can we get an anti-hack core for bots?
There's finally a question about Snapdragon Cap, I don't think we ended up doing anything with Cap.
No. Cap has not been modified
No,
in the end.
the only
It was-
change thing, yeah.
There was like there was a change in playtests that turned out to actually be a mistake, something that was just reported and we reverted back. So don't expect any change on Cap or that end.
Yeah. Snapdragon. I mean, I don't think it's a surprise to people. Like we did try to push a fix, like I think like 3 weeks ago, where we were trying to like, okay, you can use Snapdragon, you can rush to the HQ, and then he melts the HQ. So part of the update we already tried like this is not unintended, this has to be fixed, but then we found out actually it wasn't just the ability for him to add reduction of health to increased damage to the HQ, it was also his increased speed that means that it didn't matter the first change, so there was still a problem with him. It was never specified to do attack speed, and that was not in the tooltip, and as you said, like whatever is not on the tooltip, like it's a bug, it's unintended behavior, and we'll have to change him.
Yeah, because I think a lot of players were quite upset that it was on Black Friday and then it was fixed a week later when we only got the reports.
But yeah, we fixed him like 2 weeks before Black Friday, and we already kind of had an attempt, and then it was like actually there's still an issue. And all of these cases, like we don't really know like about all the issues with the problem. Like we get like the community reporting this happens, and then we have to dig down and try to find what's happening. And when you see like why does like Snapdragon still go to the HQ and destroy like a maximum HQ in like a couple of seconds while no other bot can do it, and then you find out he has an attack speed increase that's not was intended. I think it came with his partial hack, so partial stealth, so yeah, that had to go.
Plus there was a lot more bot than just Snapdragons discounted on Black Friday.
Yeah, like this, yeah, there were like all the bots there, so
Yeah.
and as I said, that's the end of that. There's actually now people saying that the new defense are gonna be hard with front-loaded bases. Well, I think that remains to be seen. I'm not convinced, and I think we had a lot of playtesters play through with the new defenses and the new war effects, and they managed to beat it. You just need to figure out different strategies. You can. I'm pretty sure you can do it. If we see that people can't do it, then we can readdress. But I like, for example, the new mine. If you go and lad up next to the on the front load base, it won't do you anything. Like one bot won't be able to do the ability. You still have 7 bots. Personally, I don't really think it's an issue, and we'll find out.
Yeah, Prolix brings up a good point. He says, you do realize every special class bot says discover their secret abilities, which isn't listed, but that's because you can't fit 3 tooltips in.
Well, I mean,
one of the tooltips.
depends on, because some of them are passive. Some of them, like Snarl has a kind of a fire that he just fire aura as he walks around. Someone like a Bombsong, for example, can hack bots around. I mean, that's his intent. We put it there. Like if there's something in an ability that we don't specify that should be happening, in most cases, they're only like a couple of cases, I think. And there, as you said, like we just like if we're not gonna, probably we're just gonna leave it like that. But if it's unintended and can actually cause the base to be destroyed, and it actually trashes all the difficulty of the game, then we will have to change it.
Yeah, and plus we have all our bots on the Wikipedia as well. So
Yeah.
if anybody wants to read any tooltips, they are all on there. And yeah, attack speed wasn't in.
Yeah, and for the bots that have a passive that's like the thing, like for example the blur that has like this remanent images that allows him to dodge some attacks from going onwards. I really try to add them to the bio, so it's at least somewhere in the game. But from like legacy or passive abilities, yeah, there are some that are not there, but we want to keep because they're beneficial for the bots.
Okay.
Cool. Questions. Let me just go through. When is the medal cap thing coming, Thunderbot? I guess that is the playtester one he's asking us about.
Well, we haven't announced anything, so we're not gonna say anything.
Sorry, Thunderbot. Oops. Next question. Can we get more G Metal G1 cores during events, Hyro?
Well, yes, they are sometimes there. The thing is that they are very specific. Not all players are looking for that G1. And also they are quite, kind of a good reward. So yeah, we can expect to see them from time to time on the latest tiers.
Cool. Wing Zero says, isn't the whole point of a healthy game to have diversity and unique builds instead of a boring cookie cutter stuff like walk teams? I think players just think that if they own Blades or Dirge, it's over. The bot is never going to be used again.
Yeah, but you can also say the argument. So what they're afraid of is that that the changes will just force everybody to have a walk team, which is going to be boring because it's a single strategy. But the problem that we were in is that everybody just had one strategy as well, which was just like popping the outpost using a rush, which was not very diverse either. And I think by just introducing more options to counter these abilities or these strategies, it should, like players will discover and develop new strategies with bots that they haven't explored yet. And then I think it's going to have the opposite effect. If you don't corner people into using the same ability over and over to pop outposts, they're going to realize there's other ways to tackle a base. And we've released quite a lot of bots, more than we have option for defenses, and there's more attack options than there is defenses option, really.
Yeah, exactly what Fabian said. It's not removing the strategy. You can still probably find bases that you can do this because there won't be the cores, or the cores won't be on the path, or you can find a path around them. But you need to think or scout, or see ahead, instead of just there are two mines, there are two outposts there that can reach all the outposts. Done. That's my strategy. You can still use a strategy, but you just have to think about it and not apply it in specific scenarios. It never is take away Blades or the other ones. Just keep options.
Cool. Evan says, do you guys already know when the 3-star Titan party is going to go out for players to buy? I think a lot of players are now stuck at, who didn't take part in the event are now stuck at level 5, so they can't really advance at the moment.
You mean the Titan? So I think
Titan, yeah.
I think we can figure something out probably before gear sent and push something out, Jairo.
We have the Christmas weekend. We have the end of saga. It's maybe too soon. Then on the 30th, as we start the next saga, maybe you can go there.
No, it will be something that you can acquire with some of your currency somewhere. I guess the 3-star part, but I think we can introduce something that you can get the 3-star part before, because I think early next year we're probably gonna be in a land where we're gonna need to do the 4-star event, so it will come sooner than later.
Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking on event, and you're right. It's a shop date, so it can come sooner.
Is there any plans on price or currency?
Nothing we can say yet, but
okay.
Somebody was asking. Sorry. I just
no, carry on.
Yeah, somebody is asking, and just posted the question a second time. Somebody's asking about the nose cone review. Yeah, that's considered one of the weakest bots in the game. We want to do it. I just needed more art for it, more animation. I think we want to change the ability. We've seen some animation from our artist, and it's going to come as soon as we get the final version of that animation. It's going to be worked out soon. Hopefully it's going to come by the end of the year if everything works well.
I think there was also a comment in the chat about Fire Drive as well. Some players a bit disappointed when pulling that combat bot. Is there any
no, as I said, I don't know. I mean, Fabian may have ideas. His design, so he can actually change stuff. For me, you cannot have all the combat bots behave exactly the same, right? Some of them will require to have the short distance, and you have to take it into consideration. It is a game where the pathing will be changing based on your weapon, and you need to be ideally everything will be long range, and you just sit behind, and then just your bots just don't have to deal with walls and destroy everything on the distance. But sometimes, some cores, we just need to make them a bit better if up close. But I think it's the same thing we're discussing 5-stars, right? And there's people discussing Skylinks right now, which is one of the voted 5-stars, and they're saying oh, this bot is not good because he just walks ahead and dies. If we give him a combat core that keeps him back, he will be the best bot ever. And it's yes, he will be the best bot ever, but it's gonna be OP and it's gonna be broken because he's not gonna have any defect. He has gonna be AoE damage. He's gonna have really strong single player damage, and he's not gonna die because he's on the back. So you have to you have to have some sacrifices. You can't have all the bots sitting on the back and doing all this extra damage. So no, this is not something we're gonna do because you can't have everything be catapult and then you just do it. So we have to have some difficulties, and some people probably won't be happy, but yeah, that will be what it needs to happen. I think you can't have all the bots do the same thing and behave the same, and then do not having any kind of disadvantages that you have to take in consideration.
And going back to Fire Drive, it's like, yeah, probably the disadvantage that people find in him is that he has like this short distance and he doesn't go over walls. And I think like, yeah, a way to kind of like, we need to find a way to counterbalance this. We need to give him another advantage to just like offer a nice counterpoint to the disadvantage of being like too up close to the target. I've tried to just like buff some of the damage recently, and I believe it's still not enough. Maybe it's due another review, but yeah, nothing to announce here.
Okay.
Talking about 5 stars, I think we're good to announce the 4 that has been revealed so far for the people that don't know the stream. So from the community poll, you know that we have Skylynx and Blitzwing. One of I think won the People's Choice, and that proves like how good people think they are. And if some people don't like them, sorry to say that. We also have Red Alert, and is that Runamuck?
Yeah, Runamuck.
Yeah, that was the VIP choice.
Forgetting Runabout to Runamuck now that we have both. So that's the VIP choices. Do you want to do the other two, just in case I made a mistake? So
yeah, then we have Pipes and Headstrong, which are gonna have an insane amount of HP as 5-star. And then the last one is
Brainstorm and Skyhawk. Got it for you.
Yeah.
So some players already are saying, "Oh, I hate this batch." Are they wrong to write it off as early as now? Pretty much.
It's strange. I've seen the opposite. Yeah. I've seen the complete opposite opinion about it. What I think so. I don't think they should write off that batch because really Skylynx and Blitzwing are going to do a massive amount of damage. Red Alert and Runamuck are already very useful, and it's always good to have them as a 5-star. Pipes and Headstrongs, yeah, like maybe in the current meta, the Warriors are not the favorite boss, but Pipes is one of the bots that has the most HP in the game. Once you're gonna get into 5-star, it's gonna get in the range that's like almost hasn't been seen, so it's going to be very, very resistant.
You can easily just, like with the T-Lock man, you can throw him in. Even if he gets T-Locks man, he's going to be 11 seconds. He will be protected by 80% as long as there's no field disruptor around. He can tank everything, so he can also pop the mine. So there are strategies that you can utilize them really efficiently if you want to do that.
Yeah. And I think it's this kind of boss that like maybe have had a bad reputation, but we've worked them, and maybe they haven't been used by the players. And there is a bit when we chose him, we were thinking, maybe he hasn't been used yet. And if you put it in the 5-star, people will start thinking, okay, I have it as a 5-star now, I'm going to level it, and then go discover what good is for.
There is Brainstorm also that I think one of the bots we were considering maybe changing a little bit, but then as soon as you put it in, people were saying, this is an OP bot, and it actually does a lot of damage in a big area if you follow it with an attack, plus also slows down the defensives. So for the people that know and use him, he's really appreciated. So hopefully more people will be able to discover it. It's like every time we're doing new bots, people say this is the worst bots ever. I'm never gonna open this, and we did like last time. It was Octopunch and Sea Spray. People were like, never gonna touch this because they suck. And now Octopunch and Sea Spray are probably the best bots in the game. So I don't know. I think it's way too early to actually dismiss a badge, and if people don't like it, I mean, there's so many badges around there. There's always something better for your war squad or your play philosophy that you can chase if you don't think this is a good badge. But we think they will be good, and yeah, stay tuned for the 5th choice, which is also gonna be an interesting one. But some people also for that bot, some people think he's good, some people think that he's not as good anymore, but we'll find out.
Yep. I mean, that bot what is coming up it did actually quite well in the poll.
Yeah.
Not to give anything away,
I mean,
so I don't think we'll be disappointed.
some people like actually voted. Red Alert, for example, is a really good bot. People were saying, no, he's useless now because of T-Lock Mine, but I mean, you just rush him and he just counters a lot of like stuns and stuff like that. You don't need him to go far away. You're not gonna be using spamming his ability left and right. So I think they're good, to be honest. But I think people need to give it a chance. They need to keep the defense updates a chance. Before straight away see the stats and seeing that everything is doom and gloom. And I mean, if we need to make changes, we'll make changes. But yeah, I think they're good additions. And there's more ability levels 11s that we haven't actually. Or have we revealed some of them?
No.
No,
Okay.
not yet.
Okay. But they will be coming too before the year's end.
Yeah, I've actually started working on them. They should. First 5 should be in playtest tomorrow morning, so it's gonna go well. It's gonna
So
go.
release for ability 11 and 5-star batch. We did aim to go for Ender Saga next week. Is that still the goal, or are we gonna
No.
be able to? I mean, we can go as long as we want now, technically, can't we? Because it was a leaderboard.
Yeah, like I mean,
We're
we
looking-
still want to do it before the end of the year. We don't want to rush
Yeah.
it, of course. We want to give our playtesters time to properly find out if we have like either not as good bots or really OP bots as before. But we do want to release them because we've been announcing for a while. But I'm not gonna promise it's gonna be next week because I think we just start testing them, so it will be too early.
Maybe playtester will gonna tell us, oh yeah, they're ready, go ship them. But that never happens in a week. So
Crazy Nelson's asking the new content launches when, because we've not actually pushed anything to the game just yet. So
Probably
when-
after the stream. I think there's still
After the stream.
there was still an issue with Roadrunner that doesn't appear in the game for some iOS devices, so we're looking at that. Before we move forward to any other questions, will we show Rotorstorm and
Oh wow, yeah. Sorry, I
Spinister?
thought we had more to give.
No, like
I
yeah.
think I can have that
And
on
we
the screen, and we do the trivia at the same time.
yeah. For whoever doesn't know, Rotorstorm and Spinister are the bots coming in next week. They're the new additions to the game. Both helicopters. I think we're currently still testing their ability, so I don't
Yeah.
think we'll be able to reveal them. But all the people that are doing the YouTube videos, I think they will be able to cover them next week.
Sure. If you want to do the first question, Hyro, I'll do
Yeah,
the
sure.
second.
So as usual, from the trivia, thank you, Nathan Webb, for the questions. And if you have an answer, if you want to participate, you have to write down the answer, your player name, HQ level, and alliance name, so we can find you and send some freebies. Question number 1, it says, in the EDW continuity, Spinister is constructed cold. That means it's built by another Transformers. But what is the other method of creating Transformers, or the main method to create Transformer? What's the name to the method?
Yep. So put your name, your HQ and alliance in the chat with your answer.
I'm gonna take a question. Some
Sure.
said like the Chinese server now has 5-star combiners.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, which is impressive, but the Chinese version they'll be running different 5-star bots for quite some time. So they were, I guess, in a time where they could release I hope they have parity between Defensor and Abominus, and not just the Defensor, because that's all people saying. And if we're gonna follow through, maybe take a look at the bots we announced for 5 stars. Maybe that will help you think if we're gonna do that in the future. That's all I'm gonna say.
Ooh. Nice. I'll take some more questions. Medaron saying, when will Shattered Skins arrive? Skins, Yanis. They want more skins, more transmetal cores and things. They love them.
They will get more skins soon. I think there's something we're gonna probably reveal in the next stream. I think this stream is a bit too heated for people to enjoy it. But I think next stream we'll be able to reveal the thing we're working on, which is gonna be launching through. And so yeah, stay tuned for that.
There are not many answers for the trivia, and we are going fast.
I see some answers on Twitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are taking 2 from Twitch.
Okay.
And that's because we don't have Facebook at the moment. But yeah, going super fast. So the question number 1 is done. We have the winners already. And yeah, the way the transformers are created is by being forged, and specifically forged from a pulse of energy from vector sigma that ignites hotspots around Cybertron, and robots inexplicably grow. So yeah, transformers are usually forged. Spinister was constructed cold. That means built by other transformers. And our winners are from YouTube, Ian McIntyre, and from Twitch, Medaron and Mr. Cupcake. We are going fast today, so if you have the answer,
Congratulations.
let's go first.
Congratulations. Cool. We'll get your reward sent after the stream. And now the second question is, the original Rotorstorm toy was exclusive to which continent? So put your name, your HQ, and your alliance in the chats, and we'll just take some more questions. Drift, Fabian. Players are asking they want to use like Shieldron with him, but I think you answered this previously about the animation doesn't let him equip him.
Yeah.
Any chances that will ever be fixed, or
It's
in
on
the
the list
pipeline?
somewhere. It's not very high priority, unfortunately.
Sure.
It has more challenge than, because I've read in some places, you should just like make it so like the other bots that are like sometimes like quadruped that just can equip a weapon and then you don't see it. But there's some extra challenge to this.
Those
particular bots.
Those bots had never had an attachment thing that the gun will appear on their hands. So that's why it's easy to do that. While Drift has an attachment point, that's holds his shards. So the gun will appear, or the shield will appear on top of the sword. So that's why it's trickier to do. It actually needs to be reworked. They need to be reworked, both him and Star Saber, in order for them to be equipped with extra stuff.
Cool. One question from group before we announce the winners. Is there a way? This one's for you, Hyra, by the way. Is there a way to make combat bot 5-star crystals more available to free to play or in events? They just think it's a little bit too hard to get 5-star combat shards at the moment.
That's something we wanted to tackle, and actually, yes, we have plans to have like 5-star shards, combat shards in events, and so on. It's likely to start happening soon.
Soon, TM.
Something probably, yeah. So, but yeah, we are aware of the issue, and we want players to be happy by getting these 5-star combat bots. So yeah, they will be easier to achieve and to collect.
Cool. And just while you're here, then, Shanix update. You've mentioned this previously on a stream.
Yes.
How close are we to that?
Very close, like early next year.
Very nice.
Because it's quite kind of convoluted already, I'm checking on our schedule. We have the new combat, we have the end of saga, we have a special Christmas, we have a special kind of end of year, and after that, shortly after that, we will start implementing this kind of update. That's the Shinix store.
Cool. Right, I'm going to announce Red Wild Rider. The answer is Europe, so well done to you. I'll put you down. So God of Cyanide, I'll get you your streamer's chest to you. And one more on Twitch. Gigabomb, you are a winner. Is anybody on YouTube who can
I can
get
take
me a winner?
Facebook
So answer is Europe.
For the people asking for the ability for Rotorstorm and Spinister, it's still in testing, so we're not ready to reveal it, but it will be revealed by playtesters, I think, next week. Sorry, no playtesters, YouTubers. So stay tuned to their streams.
One last winner from Facebook, Daniel Muñoz, that also said the correct answer.
Cool. There we go.
Cool. Congrats, everyone. Whew. I think that's it. Don't think we have missed anything out.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
And there is also there's gonna be a lot in 2 weeks as well. So
yes.
Yeah. I think 2 weeks ago, there will be a big portion we'll be talking about our new feature. So definitely stay tuned to that. I think it's something people have been asking for quite some time, and I think people will like it. So yeah, it will be an interesting stream.
Exciting.
And we'll probably do more festival. I think we're definitely gonna do it on the 23rd.
Yeah,
Yes,
23rd
our
of
last
December.
Christmas stream.
Just before we go on holidays. But
Yeah.
Build level 11s. Maybe we'll probably be able to announce them.
Yeah,
It might
yeah,
even
but-
be out by that point, I think.
Yeah.
Or it will be getting released that day. So
Yeah, it's likely to be like that. Yeah.
yeah, probably release that date. Cool.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Salot
Question
already.
wise, we can touch on some next stream. But yeah, we'll just make the next stream extra special. It's Christmas, so maybe we can give out some more streamer chests and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Cool. Okay, guys, thanks for joining us.
Stay
Sorry.
safe.
Enjoy
stay
camping.
safe.
Stay safe.
a
Be
good 2
protected
weeks.
by Omicron, and we see you in 2 weeks' time.
Okay, guys.
See you in
See you
2
soon.
weeks.
See you in 2 weeks.
Mm.